welcome back to another saga of a P900 repair. This camera was sent to me by somebody in the UK. This camera is in very good condition. There's hardly any marks on it at all. It's been used, but very clean and in excellent order. Takes great photos, except for that what the reported fault is when it's zooming out. There's a very fine anomaly on the pictures, and I have tested this camera to start with just to see what the issue is as it was reported. There is another slight issue with this camera. I'll show in a minute, or I'll see if you can hear it now compared to one of my cameras. Now I did take a shot, like I say, a few shots of these with the camera. It's a distant shot, probably about 70 to 75% zoom on the camera, and I've got some sort of dark and light areas here, so it should be able to show up. So the next shot, you might just be able to see deformation there. It's not very visible. Then the next shot, you can see it here, right there, and as you zoom further in, this is probably about 85%. And then the last photo, you can see a darker spot there. And then when you come back out again, it's starting to get smaller. And then at a sort of 60 to 70%, it's hardly visible. So if you're doing long shots, or if you're using the birdwatch function, it will become apparent. And so the first thing is to perhaps look at the lens mechanism. So the outside lens does appear to be very clean. I can't see anything wrong with that. I can't see anything on the inside. It looks absolutely clean as a whistle. So unless there's some debris inside on the fine focus lens inside, or actually on the CCD device inside, that's the way to go. But I think the first thing to do is to perhaps take out the lens and give that a good clean, and take it from there. But what I have noticed, I'm not sure you'll be able to hear this, but I'll try and get down and so you can try and hear it. Now let's get the keyboard back a bit, make sure it doesn't knock. It sounds absolutely fine when you turn it on. And this is my camera. This is the camera of the customer. So what I should do is, if you listen to when I extend these out fully, you'll hear this camera. A little bit of a winding on the end. You listen to this one. Very much of a grating noise. And let's try and compare when they come back. It's not too bad. It's good. And that's okay again. So just do it once more time. One more time. Listen to this one. Compared to this one. That's just as the fine focus is trying to take. It could be just the way it is set up inside. I don't think it's a fault as such, but something's not quite right there. So I'll take my camera away, and we'll start with this one. So again, I'm going to have a look at the lens again just to make sure there's nothing untoward with this. I'm going to get some brighter light on this under the magnifying glass, see if I can see anything. few specks of dust, but nothing to write home about. It would be in this area of the lens. As you're looking at it, there's the Nikon. Be in this top part here. No, I can't see anything. Not that would want me to write home as such. So I have some alcoholic wipes here. I will just, I think it would be worth taking the main lens out, and cleaning on the inside. So I'm going to start with that. And inside the lens, you've got these little, there's a plastic retaining cap ring on the top. So I'll get that off first. They're not usually on that tight. There we are. So that's starting to come out. That should hopefully just lift out a couple of more turns perhaps. There we are. Keep that safe. And with the lens itself, again, this can be a bit, it depends how long it's been in there for. I need a bigger tool really just to be able to get in there and give it some oomph. And again, you've got three, there's probably a special tool that Nikon used for this to actually get these in and out. I'll try and start with this one first, see how it goes. That's quite tight. Yes, very tight, that one. I'm getting in my own shadow here. Oh, I think that's it. She's gone. And she's rotating now. So what I'll do is I'll actually start unwinding it. And as she starts to, I can start bringing this out. There we are. And inside there, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that, there should be some, you see that white band? There's usually three little gaskets which sit in there, whether that's anti-vibration or what, or just washers really, just to grip the bottom here. And again, closer inspection on the inside, it looks absolutely, there is a slight speck there, but I'm not sure if that came on afterwards. Give that a bit of a clean. Very good condition. Very good indeed. Right, I shall wrap that one up just to make sure. very fine cloth. Put that to one side. And the inside here looks very clean. Hardly any dust or debris. There are some tiny specks inside. That's all it would take, really. Yeah. So I'm just going to make sure there's no dust or anything coming off of my lens here. Make sure she's all squeaky clean. It does look very good. So if I, let me just wipe off this cap as well. So the next thing to do, because I couldn't see anything, I mean, you would say, well, how big would that technically be? Well, I would think you'd be able to see it with the naked eye. But because I hadn't seen anything here, I'm going to have to go and have a look at the. I'm going to have to go and have a look at the. I'm going to remove the battery actually, and that's that battery. Let's not mix that up. Take the card out. I'm going to now have to go and have a look at the CCD array, which means taking the back off, disconnecting the cables for the screen and the keyboard, also taking the silver shield off, and then access the CCD array, which sits about here, and that's held on by 3 screws underneath. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the back off. I've done this numerous times. There's videos up on my channel for you to see. So I'm just going to pause the video and get cracking on with this. It's a bit ungainly having to watch it time after time, I guess, and to save the time on the video, I won't show this. I'll get to a point with the backs off, with the silver shield off, and then I'll leave it with the CCD assembly in place and show you what you need to take off for that. So I'll be back in 2 ticks. Right, so back now, and the silver plate is off, and all the screws are safe, and this is what we're left with here. So as you can see, all the cables have been disconnected, and this part here, don't need that part, but just tuck that under there a bit. This is the CCD here. So this is the next thing I'm going to do. It's quite easy to disconnect. So it's just one cable. Pop it up here, and that should just pull out easily. And we've got 3 screws which are holding that assembly in. Now when you do take this out, you've got to be very mindful of a gasket that's sitting against the cardboard inlay, and if you put that back in the wrong way around, especially the cardboard inlay, when your viewfinder, you're going to get something chopped out of the picture. So it's got to go in correctly. And incidentally, inside here as well, between that cardboard and the CCD, is the infrared plate, which should stay hopefully in situ. So there's 3 screws. I'm going to keep these separate because I don't want to mix them up with the silver plate ones. And you can't get this around the wrong way. It is pinned at the top and the bottom for the correct orientation. Let's get that in there. Well, it might be, and if there's anything on that CCD array, I will see it, I'm sure, straight away. So I'm just going to gently lift it up and away. And there This is what it looks like when she comes out. The rubber gasket is still on there. And inside here, I'm just going to gently put that down there. Inside here, you've got the, let's lift that out of the way a bit. Inside there is the, what I would say, the paper gasket. You might just be able to see the reflection there. That's where the IR plate is. So if you wanted to make your camera into IR, that's what you would take out. And I'm looking at this now to see if I can see anything on it. No, I can't. I can't see anything on that at all. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I can. I'm going to see if I can maybe take a photograph of on my camera. I think there is something. Now, would that appear upside down? There's definitely something there. Definitely something there. I can actually see it right there. But first off, I'm going to have a look at this. I've got a sort of portable high magnifying glass here, which comes off actually an infrared beam. It's used to converge the beam over 100 meters. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look at this. Firstly, through my higher magnification. I can't see anything on the CCD array whatsoever. So that's good. So I'm going to cover that up with another, keep that clean. And I don't think I'll be able to take a photo of that, but that is, I can definitely see something there. It's the very tiniest of specks. Wow. Very, very tiniest of specks. And there is some tiny little debris around here. I'm not sure if that vine cut that at all. When I thought so, to be honest, I'd take that rubber off a minute. Now, I wonder if blowing it might get it off. Nope. So I'm going to get a fresh alcohol wipe and just gently see if I can scoop whatever's there off. And then, if that is the case, if I get it off, I shall be able. Oh, do I want to try and get a photo of that? I'm not. It's very, very fine. Somewhat able, you know. Not sure if I introduced that as well. That bit there. Now, has she gone? That's the $1 million question. Some more tiny little bit of staining there again. Let's have a look at that. I think that has got it. Still some tiny remnants there. I might need a fine cotton swab or something. I don't think it's on the other side. It could be. Wow. Tiniest of specks there. She's still there. So I'm going to have to get a cotton swab. I'm just going to pause it for a second. Okay, resuming a bit. So I got some alcohol and I used a Q-tip. I took the lens out just to try and get it to see if I could use a bit more polishing effect. I've got a lint-free cloth here. Let's get some of that other bits out there. Make sure that this lens is squeaky clean. I think I've got that remnant off, or whatever it was. It's a bit stubborn. I'm hoping that's what it is, because if it's not, then it's further down. And it's nice and clean. Yeah, so what to do? I think there's still a few little marks underneath the lens. So I might have to actually whip this out and give it another very fine rub. I have to take it off with my fingerprints, clean it again. I need a bit better surface area on this. Should come out on my finger. Nope, she's just plain hard to get now. That's typical, isn't it? There we are. So just put that into there. It's a very fine slither of glass. I don't want to lose it. And make sure that gasket sits back in nicely. Oops. Get it around the right way, CJ. Very, very delicate. Make sure that it's got to sit in that. There's a notch in it which sits at the top position, so you can't get it around the wrong way. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this, but it is. See, it's the reflection in my hand. It's very, very thin. It needs to be polished nicely. So obviously, when the camera is exposed, the light comes through this end plate, and if there's any deformation on this glass, it'll show up on your camera. And I just think that as the focus goes out, she's bringing that deformation into view. It doesn't take a lot. Doesn't take a lot at all. So I'm hoping that when I get this nice and I'm satisfied with the cleanliness of it, I can actually get it back together again, and that should have cured that. Let's get another bit of alcohol on this wipe here. And then drop that back to there, like so. And then I can cajole that with a rubber-ended tweezer because I don't want to risk scratching the glass, and get that back in. Have another look. Yep. And that's looking a lot better. So the sugar test is to get this all back together again, take another long shot, and see how we go. So I'll take it from there. I'll get it all back together again. I'll make sure it's all working. I'll show that once it's all back together again. And yeah, what I could do is just connect up all the connectors and the back plate, and without putting all the screws in, do a quick check and then get back to you. Okay. All right. So I'll take it from there. Okay. So took the camera, give it a test. Obviously, I haven't got the screen in, the screening for the back plate, and I think it makes the viewfinder go all fuzzy, but it takes pictures fine. So let me pull up the pictures I took, and let's just bring them over to here. There's that one. Get rid of that fellow and bring these up. So again, this is zooming into the River Tamar with some of the dockyard in the distance, and I can't see anything on here. This is pretty much at half zoom and half out. There you can see the River Tamar with some of the dockyard buildings and the ships. There's a nice penguin on that ship. What if it's called the Penguin? Never mind. Uh, and let's go through these and let's see if I can see any deformation. Let's bring it in. Can't see anything there. I've got sort of the light in the dark background. Is that something? That's the shadow of the wing bridge. Let's have a look. Another one. I think we're pretty much sorted here. Yeah. Anywhere around there. I think that's pretty much it. And here's a closer shot. I'll show you the frame of this crane. Nice picture of a seagull there. And yeah, I don't think there's anything there now. So it looks like we're cooking on gas. Is that something there, or is it? Not sure. Right smack bang there. Or if it's just some anomaly on the metal. Let's have a look here. It's round about. Let's go back again. Just off center. Oh, it is. There's something there. Look, very, very light. There it is. I think it's still there. Very, very faint. Or is it? Do another one then. This is, you can see it's rotten day to day. That was the crane, and that was the building I was focused in on. So let's go back again. I mean, that's obviously a discoloration. That also looks like a discoloration, doesn't it? Let's go back. Yeah, it's. I mean, that is the same all the way up, isn't it? That, although you've got a lighter bit down here, it's almost like it's smudged out there a bit. Let's go to another one. Oh, that's the shadow of the. Okay. I mean, that was full zoom, just slightly off center. It was up here, wasn't it? That, I mean, that looks similar to that, doesn't it? I might take a few more shots, I think. I might take another shot of this crane to the left or to the right, just to see if it still has that same effect. I'm going to do that. Okay, so I'll come back in a minute. Okay, so I've just taken some more shots here. Let's scroll through this. The first one, I can't see anything here. Go to the next one. That's, as you can see, that's some more in focus there. So I think the other one might have been out of focus, but there is a difference in that metalwork there. Can't see anything there at all. And this is it. That was at pretty much full zoom. Another one again, just to the left. And again, with the building, there's that square shade. So she should be here somewhere. So I think, and if I zoom out again, no, I didn't take a zoom out shot. So the crane, let's go back to these again. You can see, if I go back, see how far out that crane was. So it wasn't exactly in focus there. And that's how far I was zooming in onto the crane. So I'll get it all back together again and give the, oh, you don't want that, sorry. I'll get it all back together again and I'll do some more tests. Okay, so that obviously by cleaning that plate inside did make a bit of a difference. Right, I'll get back when it's all back together again and tested. So the camera's all back together again now, and took some more photos from the same angle and distance over the River Tamar, and they are here. And again, I can't see any. This is about 50% zoom, this one. Let's go back. That's photo 13. Let's go to 14. There's the crane again up there. Crane closer in. I don't know what that is, probably just a dark spot in the trees there. And again, further in. Oh, this would have been a good one to do, I suppose, if I'd have focused on this little section here. That's right on the roof of that building with the sidewall I took. There's that little deformation again in the colorization of that square panel. Can't see anything there. And there it is again, with the ship with the penguin on it. There's that little panel, which is slightly beyond this building here. So to all intents and purposes, I think it was down to the plate on the IR plate that was causing the issue. I suppose I could have left it out and taken a few shots, but I wanted to, try the camera as it will go back to the customer. So with that, there is the issue again with the. I don't have a card on this at the moment. There is that issue with the noise on the full extension of the zoom mechanism. Oh, I don't want to open that, do I? Which I will play again. I'm a bit more loath to strip the thing down because it's not giving any errors. So if I zoom it out, I might be able to hear it again. Nope, that was okay. Try again. No, they are. It's not doing it now. So with that, I'll get this camera boxed up and just clean it up a bit, get all my fingerprints off it, and make sure everything's secured down tightly. And yeah, there we are. There's another P9 repaired. And yeah, really good condition, this one. Very nice. It never been opened up before. All the screws are intact. And yeah, very good condition indeed. Okay, with that, I shall leave it there. And thank you very much, and goodbye.